You guys already know this video is going to be lit because I, Ema, welcome to the channel and welcome to the family. And welcome to the new studio. Nah, I'm joking. I'm only at my sister's house. But yeah, I'm here, just thought, pick up the camera, shoot a video, and yeah. Today is going to be all about the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Obviously, I've been seeing a lot of videos online about the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 lineup. And obviously, a lot of people have good things to say about it. But yeah, I mean, it's a good phone. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's still too similar to the iPhone 14 Pro Max for me to change or even get into another iPhone, range. Because as you guys already know, this is my first ever iPhone, the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and yeah. So today I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and views on this device, and telling you guys, how I've been getting on with it, because obviously I've had it from brand new, from when it came out last year. So I'm not too sure how long, but the title of the video will probably say how long I've had the device for. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight right into it. The iPhone 14 Pro Max, like I said, it's an absolutely lovely phone to use. For someone that's come from Apple, no, someone that's come from Android, Samsung to iPhone, it was a very, very, like, it was a nice change. I mean, it's not easy to do, but once you're in there and you're actually using the device, it's so much more better to get the grasp of it. It's so much more better to, like, it just feels a lot more better, if that makes sense. But yeah, I've been loving using this iPhone 14 Pro Max I wouldn't say since I've had it, because obviously I had to readjust and adjust a little bit from obviously coming from the Android to the Apple ecosystem. But I mean, after a few months, I kind of just got a little bit stuck into it, started enjoying using it. Obviously, there's a lot of limitations that you get with the iPhone, with the Apple ecosystem. Like, you can't download things off another website onto the phone because of the security features on the phone. You can't really, you can't really have third-party apps on the phone at all, because Apple doesn't let you do that. So yeah, it was a little bit challenging, obviously, coming from a phone that could do that to a phone that can't do that, and you can't really do much with. And yeah, there was a lot of things that I had in my mind when I obviously moved to the Apple ecosystem, especially on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. There's a lot of things I didn't like, that I have grown to getting used to, and actually kind of just not like, but just kind of it's there. I just have to accept it, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's like I said, it's been an absolutely phenomenal phone. The main reason why I actually got this iPhone 14 Pro Max was because Samsung just was not doing it for me at all anymore. They just really was not doing it for me at all anymore, because I believe the Samsung Galaxy S21 came out. No, I had the S21. The S22 came out. I had that, I think, as well. I think the S23 came out and they made it look like the Note series. I didn't like that at all. So I decided to leave that and just look elsewhere. And iPhone, boom, it looked, it looked like a phone. It didn't look like a Note series device, and I really liked it. I've always been a guy that likes a device that has a nice curve to the edges of it. So this curvature here, I've always liked that, and I really liked it when they implemented it with the Samsung Galaxy S8. Absolutely loved it. Still one of my top favorite devices I've ever owned. The first one is the Samsung Galaxy S6, and then the S8. But the S8 was absolutely phenomenal looking, and the iPhone kind of looks like it. Well, it doesn't look like it, but the reason why I say it looks like it is because it's got that nice curved edge to it, which I really like. But the newer S series just have that sharp edge to it, which I really didn't like. So yeah, at first I was gonna go for the iPhone 13. But then I saw that the iPhone 14 Pro was coming out. It had a dynamic island. Also, Apple decided to switch up from their 12 megapixel camera to their 48 megapixel camera, and that got me really excited because, you know, I'm getting to enjoy, you know, Apple's, you know, new camera, and also that dynamic island as well, which is absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, so and there's been a lot of videos online about the camera on the iPhone, you know, versing them with like Sony cameras, which is what I'm using to film right now, and you know, just comparing them with big cameras. And never really see that with Android phones, especially the Samsung. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna jump on and just see what it's about. But yeah, never used to like the screen at all, but I come to love it, and it looks absolutely nice. It's sharp, it's very clear. I believe it has 1,000 nits brightness, which is just absolutely awesome. So in the sunlight, no problems at all using this phone. I can use this in the sunlight without no issues at all. I actually had this phone when I went to Lanzarote, and it was very sunny, very bright, and I was still able to see the phone, which was absolutely amazing. And yeah, it was just absolutely spot on, and just an absolute beautiful experience. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I've done a lot of photos with the cameras, but I have done a few to be able to, you know, give you guys the gist of how the camera performs. Obviously, I always use my Sony camera for every shoot that I do, whether it's video or pictures. I always use my camera, but you know, whenever I need to take something quickly, a snapshot or something, I just pull this out and boom, get the shot. And the photos look absolutely beautiful straight out the box. I haven't done anything special with the settings, with the camera settings. That is, not really done anything special with it. I've just literally just pick it up and just straight out the box I shoot a video. Or sometimes, depending on what I'm shooting, I shoot in RAW. So yeah, so when obviously I take the picture, I take it in RAW so that it gives me more details. Then I can obviously edit it on Lightroom, and you know, do my coloring and all that stuff in there, which is really nice. But yeah, but the camera is absolutely phenomenal for a smartphone that you can just pull out your pocket and just take a picture or a video. It's absolutely perfect. It's beautiful. A lot of people even use this as their main driver for like content creating, especially on like Instagram. I've seen a lot of people on there that do a lot of car photography, which is what I do as well. And they use their phone, and you look at the quality of these pictures, and you're like, whoa, that looks absolutely awesome. It looks like it's been actually taken with a professional camera, with the aperture turned up really high. Because the only one thing I will complain about the iPhone camera is the fact that you don't get any depth of field at all, only if you put it on like portrait mode. But then if you put it on portrait mode, you're losing a little bit of quality in the picture that you take, which is really annoying and frustrating. I think if they actually implemented that in the camera system on this phone, this camera will be absolutely awesome. People that are wanting to do car photography, they would love it, because they've got the car in the background, and then they've got the car in focus, and the background is just absolutely blurred out, which is absolutely awesome. And that's what I like to see when I take pictures. That's why I use my main camera, and I put that aperture at f2.8, and boom, everything is all literally just blurred out, just like my background right now behind me. But yeah, apart from that, the camera on this one is absolutely spot on. Video as well is absolutely awesome. The only thing I will complain about the video on this phone is is low light. It's not the best in low light at all. I know a lot of people would say it's a beast in low light, but from my testing, the low light is just absolutely dog crap. The daylight, I mean the low light conditions on this phone is not that great at all. If you want some nice, good, crisp pictures, you want to be out there when the sun is either out, or when it's a bright day and not a cloud. A cloudy day is fine, but just not when it's dark or get into you know, being dark. But yeah, apart from that, the phone absolutely shines. In low lighting, there's a lot of noise in the footage, which is just really annoying. And I do notice as well when I watch some YouTube videos on YouTube that they film on their iPhone, and when it's getting dark, you can kind of start to see that noise that the camera starts to produce in the footage, which is not really nice, not very professional, and it's just not nice at all. So yeah, good camera, but there is some fallbacks with the device. But I mean, but then again, it's not a proper camera like what I'm using to record right now. So I mean, we do have to give it a little bit of a, you know, I have to give it a little bit of a break, if that makes sense. And also the lens is very, very small, and the cost as well of these phones are not like the cost of a camera, which is like 2,000, 3,000 going up, which is just absolutely insane. But yeah, apart from that, it's been awesome. Obviously, the dynamic island I talked about as well, it's been beautiful as well. Been using that as well. You know, you touch and you press and hold it, and it comes up with loads of options and stuff like that, which is really, really nice. And then yeah, but one thing I don't like about this device though is the reason why I actually have it in a case is because of the actual edges of this phone. You know, where it kind of the whole design of it is not, you know, it's a nice design. I like how they're trying to bring back and implement the iPhone 4 design into the phone, but it's a little bit, it's not old fashioned, it's still nice, but it's just really, really uncomfortable when it comes to holding it, especially without a case, and it kind of slips out my hand way too much. And say I'm like just in a weird, uncomfortable, weird position, and like in bed or something, and have it up here, I've noticed that it kind of slides, and because I'm having to grip it so hard because of the sharp edges, it kind of just wears on my flipping hands and my palm, and it's like just digs in, which is really not really nice at all. But then I guess that's what they've improved with the iPhone 15 lineup. They have more of a curved, rounded edge to it, which is really nice. But yeah, I mean, the battery life on this device is absolutely spot on. I mean, on a heavy use, when I use it, when I come back home from work, I'm looking at around 20%, something like that, 20 or 30%, something like that, from a whole day, you know, being on the phone constantly. And that's really, really good. I mean, there is still the battery life is still a long way away, because normally when I get home, heavy use, I want to still be on at least 40%, at least minimum 40%, so that when I'm in bed, I can, you know, look on social media and do whatever I want to do before, you know, put on charge and then go to sleep. But when I get into bed, I have to always put on charge while I use it, which is not good for the phone. Plus, it's just a little bit annoying because you're kind of restricted unless you have a long ass cable that you have plugged in somewhere in your bedroom next to your bed. But yeah, I mean, no complaints about the phone at all. The camera, which I was going to complain about, I don't really use it for content creation, only a few snaps there and there. I take a picture. Obviously, the dynamic island is awesome. The edges on the phone, which is a little bit sharp, is fine because I've got a case on it, so it's got that nice rounded edge to it, which is really nice. But yeah, no complaints at all. The phone is absolutely fantastic, phenomenal. But yeah, that's my little review of this iPhone 14 Pro Max. But yeah, it's been really, really good for me. And then yeah, hopefully maybe one day I'll get the iPhone 15. Probably not. Probably wait for the 16 to come out, because the iPhone and the 14 and the 15 is a bit too similar. But yeah, I do like the fact that they've implemented the dynamic island from the lowest iPhone 15 all the way up to the top, which is really, really nice. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Before you go, hit that subscribe button, hit that like video, hit the like video. I mean, hit that like button and comment down below and tell me what you think about the iPhone 14 Pro Max. If you have it yourself, tell me one thing that you like and don't like about it, and I'll be sure to reply to those comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace!